Not every film needs to be a unique experience, nor does every horror film need to be a boundary-pushing assault on the senses. As a horror fan, you often find yourselves craving familiarity. Maybe that's another summer camp slasher. Maybe it's another zombie invasion. In the case of the underrated 2014 Irish film The Canal, you are invited to settle in with ghost story tropes. But when the tropes are executed this well, the film still manages to be very compelling, even to genre veterans.
Alright. Let's just watch it and see what you think.
The Canal starts as many ghost adventures do, with a couple buying a new house. Uh-oh. After a 5-year time jump, David and Alice are now joined by an adorable little boy who is obsessed with dinosaurs.
T-Rex, Triceratops, Stegosaurus, that's the best one.
Wow.
This is for the best. Fixating on a Stegosaurus means little Billy is not aware of his parents' crumbling relationship. David works for the National Film Archive, but beyond that, he is a frankly plain and dull individual. Alice therefore grows distant from him, and only appears to come alive when out and about, socializing, drawing attention from other, more exciting men. All David can do is sulk quietly and knock back a couple of gin and tonics. He returns to work, pretending everything is business as usual, when he is asked to review a couple of donated local film reels from 1902. Oh, but what a coinky-dink this is! The reels only go and show police coverage of a brutal crime scene that occurred in his very house. David views the footage intently, learning of the man who savagely murdered his wife in the master bedroom, and then dumped her body in the nearby canal. I really can't blame the dude for then suffering terrible nightmares about wife murdering and ghosts living in the walls. Really though, reality is pretty scary too. David's fears of adultery and inadequacy seem to be confirmed, but then his wife never returns home. Is she dead? Did he kill her? Are there ghosts involved? The police investigate, and so does David, armed with a load of wind chimes in his pockets. You know the drill. This whole mystery, things living in the walls, haunted old footage, failed family dynamics, spooky sewers. It is easy to dismiss the whole affair as been there, done that, but that would be a mistake. Simply put, clichés be damned, The Canal is a scary and affecting horror film. It is also obvious that a lot of effort has been applied to this production, rather than it just being a lazy by-the-numbers slog. The soundtrack and soundscape are always surprising you with new, cursed audio stings, almost single-handedly carrying the tension through the film. Director Ivan Kavanagh desperately wanted the creepy reel-to-reel scares to be as authentic as possible. In the end, he created the old-fashioned effect with a universal camera from 1915, while utilising low-speed 35mm film stock. The result was worth the effort, creating some of the movie's most memorable imagery and some real chills. The editing is unassuming for the most part, though several scenes curiously feature very jarring jump cuts. This houses us within the protagonist's fractured viewpoint, further trapping us within this already isolated and unsafe position. Above all, The Canal finally depicts public toilets as the absolute horror environment that they truly are.
Beg your pardon, forgot to knock.
Props should also be given to the cast. Rupert Evans is front and centre as David, who pulls off the tough challenge of portraying a plain person while not giving a plain performance. The investigating officer into Alice's disappearance could have easily been a weak point, the kind of typical blunt, suspicious policeman figure. Luckily, he's portrayed here by Steve Oram, who lends an enjoyably despicable layer to the character. I don't want to say he adds comedy or levity to the otherwise bleak film, but his appearances still provide a welcome break, in a way. He doesn't give a damn about you or your grief. He just wants to sort out his acid reflux. And yes, me being me, I have to highlight Alice, played by Hannah Hoekstra, aka the unstoppable redhead robot killer Aloy. It is a smaller role than she deserves, but her cold demeanour adds a lot to the first act. She also dominates every wonderful costume change. Sparkly formal attire,
You look amazing.
smart casual dress,
You look amazing.
nightgown,
You look amazing.
totally butt naked.
You look amazing.
Stop listening to me. Go watch the Canal, and for the love of Irish Jesus, stay away from public toilets.